Let me wait for Facebook. Good afternoon, everybody. Very, very good. Oh, let me move my junk. Good and happy to see you guys today. Listen, I got some great news today. So today, Shedi Philsz, which is an artist that I manage, did a dual release. He did a dual release of his songs. And so I'm very excited, but I'll tell you more about that later. And I'll tell you where you can actually download the music, love the music, and stream it until your heart is content, honey. And send it to any and everybody that you know. So look, I got the juiciest, most gossiping story in the world today, honey. Why y'all did not tell me that Leah and Rachel was really going back and forth like this? This is crazy. By the way, welcome to Healed Her. Listen, when I got to reading this story about Leah and Rachel, I said to myself, there is no reason at all for us to be out here gossiping, honey, because this Bible is full of gossip and it was good. But we're gonna look at this story, right? We're gonna look at it today. Listen, nobody sent me a referral request or anything for the Woman of the Week. Nobody sent me that. So I just looking for it. Nobody, you guys don't have any woman in your life that you feel like is doing a great job and being a helper to other women? That's very, very strange. Right now, we're listening to my personal artist, Shedi Philsz. He's done a dual release, and we're gonna do a virtual release party tomorrow, and I will let you guys know all of the details. But listen, it's not yet quite 2 p.m. Let's give these people time to jump in, and we're just gonna listen while we wait. Yeah, so today we're going to be talking about Leah and Rachel, honey. Leah and Rachel. This is just such a trip. Like, such a trip. I was like, oh my God. Like, are y'all for real? Like, all this drama? What is all this drama about? Where's my girl at? So look. Y'all know this is the Healed Her, right? And so my mission and my purpose and my assignment is what it is, because I am not, Anyways, my assignment is to draw women closer and closer together. I don't know what has happened to where women just have been at each other's throat, and it's getting worse and it's getting just crazy. We have just lost it, and we've lost our love and our care for one another. Which are we are the people that are going to be able to restore each other, build each other, grow each other, push each other, right? Because the Bible says that iron sharpens iron. Now, not saying that a man can't sharpen, motivate you, whatever, right? But men will not motivate you past where you are or past where they are. You know, because they get intimidated by that thing. You know, even if they're not bringing it in, you know what I'm saying? Even if they're not hauling it in. They're not making the kind of money that they should be making, baby. They still don't want to. You can't go too high, right? So it's going to be that woman that pushes the other woman to just go the extra mile. Go beyond what you ever expected, right? And women, we're so capable of carrying so much and being able to actually still take care of the things that we need to take care of. Oh, yeah, there it is. Sorry. I thought I had put it in the wrong Bible. Oh, I did. Anyways, I'm coming from Genesis, the 30th chapter today. Topic is Rachel and Leah. Man, I had it all mapped out what I wanted. And I'm going to put it in that phone. And that phone is there. And then that phone is there. So I'm going to look for it here. That is absolutely okay, though. I ain't going to be long today. I'm not going to be long today at all. Yeah, I'm going to start at the first verse, but I'm going to jump through this thing a little bit because I want y'all to see how crazy this was. It was just nuts right here. And I was like, are they for real? So poor Jacob. But I suspect that Jacob was getting everything that he deserved. Him being the trickster and all. Okay, so look at this. nobody sent me anything for women this week. Nobody did. Nobody sent me their favorite woman. Nobody sent me their most inspiring woman. Nobody did. And I thought that was crazy, man. Even the guys, you guys could have done that. But nobody did it. And I'm like, okay. Well, I mean, it's not strange to me, though. It's not. It's not strange to me. You know why it's not strange to me, though? Because women, we have a hard time supporting other women. I'm not sure why that is. I just know that I'm called to put this thing back together again. So that's what I'm doing here. The artist that you're listening to is Shedi Philsz. He is my personal artist that I manage. He did a dual release today. This song as well as the other one that I'm going to play for you shortly. So that's what you're gonna hear as I'm talking and doing whatever I do. You'll hear him. All right, so listen, I'm just waiting for my admin to come on. I don't know where she is. I can't see her right now, so just waiting for her to come on so we can get into this Leah and Rachael scandal, because that's exactly what it is, a scandal. And it was so crazy and so juicy, and it was just like, I'm like, oh my God, how scandalous. That's all I kept saying the whole time, like, oh my God, how scandalous. Like, but let me tell you, Jacob now, remember Jacob is the trickster. Jacob is the one that gets chased out because he tricks his brother out of his birthright, right? The trickster gets tricked. Okay, let me just tell y'all the story, because I'm not even going to start at the front of the story, right? Jacob goes to some town, I forget the town, right? To stay with his mom's brother. So this is his uncle. His children are Rachael and Leah. So, truthfully, Jacob has fallen in love with his first cousin, who is like your sister. That's crazy all in itself, right? So he falls in love with Rachael on sight, right? He falls in love with her on sight. Gets there, sees his uncle. They start hanging out or whatever. And uncle was like, man, wow, I can't pay this guy like I pay the regular other guys, because he's not a regular guy, right? He's family. And based off the fact that he's family means that let me see what he wants. Or his perception could have been that, hey, all of this is mine. So if it's mine, it's also his because he's blood, right? Or he'll be the inheritant of it. So let me see what I can give him to pay him, since it's not his yet, because technically he's working for me, right? So Jacob says, oh my God, now. A lot of people was trying to say that Jacob did not know the custom of that land. That is not true. And the indication that that's not true is because the Bible said that when he asked for Rachael, he specifically said to his uncle, right? He specifically said to him that he wanted the younger daughter, Rachael, not the older daughter. Now, the custom was that the older daughter would get married first. That was the custom, right? That's not what happened. He asked for Rachael. And I guess the uncle's like, boy, whatever. Anyways, I'm going to get some money for her. I can't just give her to you because she's the most beautiful. and what makes me think that he was thinking that is because he said, well, I'd rather give her to you than some. Whatever he said, right? Like that was a pretty tough conclusion for him to make. All right, so here's what happened. He works for him for 7 years, like he agrees. And this is the crazy part about it. The Bible says that it never said that Leah was ugly, right? It did not say that she was ugly. It did not say that she was fat. It didn't say that. What it said was that she had a weak eye, which is an indication that she had a crossed eye, or her eye was crossed to the point where she couldn't control it or stop it from roaming. That's what it means to have a weak eye. And it says that she wasn't as, what did it say? She was, they said that Rachael was beautiful in her, like, basically in her demeanor as well as in her looks, right? That doesn't mean that Leah was fat, though, right? It just meant that Leah had a lazy eye. Because Leah was actually beautiful as well, but she had a crazy eye. You know what I'm saying? Her eye just roamed all over the place, right? So people keep thinking that Leah was ugly. Leah was not ugly. Leah had a weak eye. There's a difference between, you being ugly and you having a weak eye. So it's like if you go in the store and you see diamonds, right? We are used to seeing white diamonds, and you see a yellow diamond. You're not going to pick that yellow diamond, not unless it's your birthstone or your favorite color, right? Or there's no other option, right? So you tell me a person that can choose the least best option over the best option, hey, and I'll stop talking today, right? So anyway, the story today is about Leah and Rachel. Okay, so here it is, right? I tell you, he goes to the country. He makes the deal for Rachel. The night of the wedding, right? The dad gives him Leah instead of Rachel, right? Why he didn't lift the veil, I don't know. Or maybe he was drunk or something. I don't know. Because you know what happens on wedding night. You just get wasted and whatever. Wake up the next morning, he sees Leah there instead of Rachel, and he has the audacity to get upset. No, you didn't. This is the trickster, right? Anyway, so I'm going to start at Genesis the 30th verse to see how these women get to going back and forth with each other behind the trickster that they ends up pimping out, right? And this is the healed her, right? And the purpose of my studies concerning women in the Bible is because I'm trying to mend us as women back together and show us how unnecessary all of this is. Now, remember, Rachel is so beautiful. Nobody's ever rejected Rachel. So Rachel ends up getting her ego hurt in the midst of this thing. All right, here's what it says. Now, I'm going to hop through this thing as best I can because it's a lot, but there's so many details in it, and we have to hear these details, right? Genesis, the 3rd chapter, say, when Rachel saw that she was not bearing Jacob any children, she became jealous of her sister. So she said to Jacob, give me children or I will die. Now, check this out. At this point, Leah has had 4 children for Jacob. Rachel doesn't have any kids. She doesn't have any, right? Now, and here's the crazy part. You're there sleeping with your sister's husband, not respecting the marriage or nothing. Every time that Leah has a child, she talks to God, right? Now, although the first 3, she was complaining like she was crazy, right? She was talking to God. Rachel did not even have a relationship until later on, right? So here's what happened. Jacob gets mad at her like, girl, whatever. I'm not God. Am I God? Right? Because now he's upset that his love is upset, right? You got 4 children for this lady. Nobody can convince me. Now, what our argument should have been, she should have been fighting with her. Hey, this is done and this is over with. 4 children later, baby, please, you love you some Rachel. I don't care what you say. You know what I'm saying? You love Rachel in some kind of a sense. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all keep having babies together, right? Now, listen, sisters, y'all better listen and listen to me well, because y'all already know. I've literally seen women in real life go back and forth with each other behind a man and every other. I don't even know. Let me just keep reading, right? So then after she gets upset, she tells Jacob that she's going to die if she doesn't have children. Jacob says, am I in the place of God who has kept you from having children? No, that ain't my fault, right? Then she said, here is Bilhah. This is her servant. She tells him, here is Bilhah, my servant. Sleep with her so that she can bear children for me, not him, for her, right? This is the custom back in the day, which is crazy. How? This is a segregate, right? Oh my gosh. So she says, so that I too can build a family through her, right? Now I can imagine what Bilhah was going through or what she went through. I'm pretty sure she was treated just like Sarah ended up treating her servant when you gave her to Abraham to have a child, because listen, you have not listened or honored God, right? Let me keep reading. So in the fourth verse it says, so she gave her servant Bilhah as a wife. As a wife, right? Now he has 3 wives. Lord, I know he about to pull every hair out of his head. And then it says that Jacob slept with her and she became pregnant and bore him a son, right? Now, listen, I don't know how Rachel felt like this man loved her, baby. I have no idea how she feels like that he loves her, right? Okay, then Rachel said, God has vindicated me. He has listened to my plea and given me a son. This is the only time she talked about God, right? Because of this, his name, they called him Dan, right? Then Rachel's servants, guess what she did? She conceives again. Right? Jacob is having a great time, honey. Now he has 6 children and 3 wives. And listen, the first 2 wives are still miserable. Rachel is still miserable. Rachel still has not born a child of her own. 6 children later, 2 women later, you still ain't had a child, right? This is envy right here. This is when envy becomes stupidity. You know what I'm saying? Extreme stupidity, right? Okay, so here it goes. 7 verse says this. Rachel's servant, she conceived again, and then she bore Jacob a second son, right? Then Rachel said, I have had a great struggle with my sister, and now I have won. How you feel like you won? I don't know, because your sister got 4 kids of her own, right? And you have 2 kids from a surrogate. And the Bible doesn't say that he leaves Leah to come and be with Rachel, because Rachel even had the first child. The maid even had the first child. Anyway, so she called his name Naphtali or whatever, right? Okay, when Leah, now listen at this. Now this is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life, right? This is the crazy. Leah didn't even have to jump into this thing, right? Why? You're still on top. Queens know when they're on top. We sit back, we cross our legs, let you throw as many darts as you want. What am I going back and forth with a mediocre person for, right? And at some point, women, it takes 2 people to fight. It takes 2 women to fight. 2. Why is it that you are allowing people or allowing men to come between you? And secondly, if you are, especially these wives that are fighting with these supposed to be side chicks, if you know you're the wife, why are you not sitting back with your legs crossed like this? Like the royalty that you are, right? Leah didn't even have to get into this thing, right? So in the 9th verse, this is what it says. When Leah saw that she had stopped having children, who told you that? Where did you get that from, right? When she felt like that she had stopped having children, she took her servant Zilpah and she gave it to Jacob. Now, Jacob got 4 women. They done tricked him out, right? He got 4 wives, right? And Philsz to have some more kids, right? And none is Rachel. No child is for Rachel, right? All right, here we go. So Leah's servant Zilpah bore Jacob a son. Jacob ain't got nothing but boys. That's 7 sons, right? Then Leah said, what good fortune. So she named him Gad. Leah's servant Zilpah bore another one. That's what I'm telling you, Jacob is having a blast, baby. Y'all crazy enough to get these women to me? I'm going to make it worth it. So now he probably got tired of Leah and Rachel fighting all the time. And now he's probably bouncing back and forth to Zilpah and Bilhah, right? But you guys, you crazy women who cannot stay off of each other's throat behind this man. Come on, reality. Can I just be real today? I'm being real so that I can help some people get delivered. You 2 are fighting over this man. Guess what? And he gonna still go out here and do other women. That's his nature. That's what he does, right? You can never send a man, right, to do something that he doesn't want to do. You can't do it. He won't do it. He won't do it, right? So Jacob don't love nobody. Jacob is the trickster, right? Right? Okay, so look at this. 12 verse says, Leah's servant Zilpah bore him a second son. She named him Asher, right? All right. Whoa, way too far. Stupid thing. All right, glad I got it here. So look, he's having a blast, baby. He got another son and his own and popping now, right? All right, so where was I? 12. All right, here we go. So in the 13th verse said, then Leah said, I am happy. So the daughters will call me blessed, right? Now, everybody's going to call you blessed because you got multiple children. They was calling you blessed when you had the 4. They were calling you blessed when you were sitting there being ostracized and not loved by this man that loves another woman and sleeps with your sister and has ruined your relationship with your sister. They called you blessed then, right? The God of himself called you blessed, right? All right. So this is what it says in the 14th verse. Nope, let me skip that. That's but she said, okay. So what happens is Leah's son, he goes out and he finds this flower. It's called a mandrake, right? Supposedly the mandrake is supposed to make you fertile. So she sees that her nephew has brought his mom this flower, and she's like, oh my God, let me have the flower. This is what Rachel says to Leah, right? Okay, but this is what Leah says to her. I mean, just petty, honey. Just all the way petty for no reason at all. So she said, please give me some of your son's mandrakes. Leah then says to Rachel, but she said to her, it is a small matter that you have taken away my husband. Girl, first of all, let's be clear. It was not you who Jacob ever loved. It was not you who he has ever wanted. So now you're sitting there boasting, because that's a queen statement that you should have said way times past, right? But this is definitely the wrong time to say anything like that, knowing good and well that the man didn't love you then, and he doesn't love you now. 4 kids later. Now, I don't even count the 2 that the maid has had, because biologically, those are not her children, right? All right, so here we go. So this is what Rachel says to Leah, which was so shocking, right? Rachel said, therefore, if you give them to me, I'll let him sleep with you tonight. What? You're going to give my husband permission to sleep with me, which is an indication that he did not love Leah as much as, he didn't love Leah, right? But every time he touched Leah, Leah must have been fertile. Because every time he touched Leah, right, Leah's getting pregnant, right? But for the majority of the nights, he's there with Rachel. And Rachel still ain't had a child. Oh, God. This is crazy. This is crazy. Y'all, listen, you don't even need drama out in the world because it's right here. It's right here in the Bible, right? Okay, so this is crazy. This is my favorite part. This is when Jacob finally, I feel like that this is when Jacob finally gets treated the way he should be treated, right? So Jacob walks in. This is verse number 16, Genesis chapter 30. Verse number 16 says, when Jacob came out of the field in the evening, right? Leah went out to meet him and said, you must come in to me, for I surely hired you with your son's mandrakes, right? And he went and did exactly what she said. In other words, she walks in, she say, what's up, homeboy? You mind tonight, right? You might well come on in here. And he's probably so sick of them fighting and arguing. He don't say a word. He just go and do what she say. Guess what happened? Guess what happened? Y'all already know what happened. Go on and tell me what happens next. Of course, she gets pregnant again. The one who gave her maid to her husband because she felt after 4 children that she couldn't have no more. Baby, how long you want to have kids till you're 100? You got 4. That's enough, right? So you get tricked into Rachel's game. Rachel is not used to anybody turning her down. Rachel is not used to any other woman coming first. This is the reality, and this is life, right? Rachel is so used to being the center of attention because she's pretty, right? After 4 kids, now this is embarrassing. Hold up. You know what I'm saying? Nobody has come along to marry me, right? And my sister, who don't even look half as good as me, keep having kids. Now, she has shamed me. How? How is it that she shamed you? It's your father who shamed you, right? Because he's the one who gave Leah to him, right? Now, Jacob is not I can't say that he's not a cheating man, but he honors whatever his uncle said concerning Leah because Leah is having all these kids, right? Okay. So Rachel gets upset and jealous. Leah, I don't know why, jumps into this game of being in competition, right? At this point, Rachel has given her maid to Jacob to have children. Leah has 4 biological children from him. So what is you tripping off of? Right? Then years later, she gives her maid to him. So now Jacob has 4 women. He's enjoying himself, baby, because he has 2 kids for these women. Right? 2. You're just having a good old time. Just for her to come back, sleep with him, trade the mandrakes because her sister wants to conceive for her own husband. You jumped into this game and you didn't even have to bargain like that, right? You didn't even have to do it because our 4th son, he was it, right? And all of her sons were rulers of kingdoms, right? But the first three died sorrowful death, whatever, right? The fourth one was her saving grace, right? So she sleeps with her husband again. Still, Rachel has no children. None. She has 2 more kids. She has 2 more children. Wait, yes, because she has another boy and then a girl, right? Has 2 more children. After Leah had all of her children is when Rachel has a child. And guess what happens? Rachel dies in childbirth. She dies in childbirth, right? And not only did she die in childbirth, but she's buried in a desert place like a slave, right? Because that was the mentality that you captured as a result. Here, Leah is buried next to kings and queens because her heart was always in the right position. She was always affixed, always attuned to God, always speaking to God, right? You got 2, not only are they 2 women, but they're 2 biologically blood sisters going back and forth behind the man. Leah never had to even jump out of position. All she had to do was stay there. The Bible said that she wasn't loved. So as a result of her not being loved, at least I'm giving her everything she wants. I'm going to fill her in abundance, right? And I'm going to cause her sister to be barren just as many years as you guys ostracized her. Just as many years as she felt less, right, is how many years that you're going to be barren. And that's what it was, right? And on top of that, right, because you went and you gave your maid, and then you said that it was me, right? You said that it was me who smiled on you, right? And gave it as you're delivering this child that you so prayed for. She dies in the midst of. Women, let me tell you, it does not benefit you ever to go back and forth with a woman over a man. Let me tell you, you need to stop giving people stop giving men options, right? Stop. Especially you ones that are sleeping with people's husbands. Listen, let me tell you something about Queen. I don't care nothing about hurting nobody's feelings, baby. I swear I don't. You can write me, say whatever you want. Get what? What I have said is still gonna stand. You must not cross the line and disrespect God, trying to break a covenant because he said this and he said that. Jacob said all he wanted to say, but Leah kept having children because that is what the Lord ordained for her. Even though it hurt her and it broke her, not once did she step out and go and sleep with anybody, right? She stayed in her rightful place and position with God. So, women, you got these side chicks over here tripping, whatever. Baby, don't leave your husband behind it. Because whatever the blessing is that comes out of it, that's what God meant for you to have. Now, you could be smart and marry biblically, right? You could be smart and consult God prior to. But I can tell you that people make mistakes. Things go wrong. Just because God says it doesn't mean that you're going to have a clean slate either, right? But to stay in the position that you know you're supposed to be in because it was what God said. Women, be sisters to one another. Love each other. You know what I'm saying? It's enough men around. Men, let me tell you. It's enough men in this world. And now we're seeing a lot of, I want you to say that here. There are enough men in this world for everybody to have their own. It's reality. It's the truth of the matter. Why are you sharing? Why are you making him think he's all that? You know, say who? You're royalty. You're the one that can reproduce. It's you. The blessing is in your womb. And if you cross the line and you start sleeping with men that are not your husband, that belong to someone else, you brew that kind of a sin. It's bad enough, it's simple to have a child out of wedlock, right? Why curse the child? Why? Why curse them? Why scar them? Why make them an inheritant of something that could forever help be? If you look correctly, right? Because of their craziness, right? Their children suffered the same way that they did. Jacob was Rachel's son. Do you know? I mean, not Jacob, Joseph. Joseph was Rachel's son. Joseph was treated the way that they treated Leah. He was. He was treated the way they treated Leah. The way that Leah's kids died was the same way that Rachel died, with no honor. None. This is bigger than us as women. It's bigger, right? There is a reason why God called for us to reproduce, right? We have way more power than what we think. The only reason why we lost our power because we allowed the devil to deceive us. It wasn't because of anything we did to our husband. It was because we allowed the devil to deceive us. Just like we're doing now, fighting with one another, going back and forth with one another behind what? A man? Hey! And to be honest with you, when you walk in the room and a lady look at you and she analyzes you and she hates you based off of that, she only hates you because she's looking at the attraction that you are to a man. Not to her, to a man. Whether she has that man or not. If you ask me, that's a desperate level of insecurity. Everybody is beautiful in their own right. Everyone is. Apparently, Leah was beautiful to God because everything she wanted, he gave. Listen, Leah did what Rachel did, but Leah wasn't punished for it. Leah gave her maid just like Rachel did, right? Just like that was mercy. That's mercy, right? Why did Rachel not get the same mercy? Be clear that Leah prayed all the time. The Bible declares that. Every child she had, she prayed, she talked to God. The only time Rachel talked was when a child was delivered. Somebody talk to me. Somebody talk to me today. You have a mandate to look out. Listen, the Bible commanded us. It commanded us to love one another, right? It goes further than giving. It goes further than the the verbalization of I love you, right? It also has to do with your deeds, your character, what you do when no one is looking, no one is watching, right? Me, I wouldn't listen. I could dislike a woman. I could almost hate her. But if there's a man involved, guess what? You got it today, baby. I'm not finna fight with y'all because I don't never want him to think. I never want him to think that he's all that. No, you are a human being. Are you crazy? You know what I'm saying? I would never give anybody that much power. No, that's insane. My job is to grow women. My job is to, when she sees me and she's intimidated by me, come on, baby, let me show you how I got here. Come on, baby, let me show you why. What you see, you admire. Let me show you how to become that, right? I'm grown. I'm mature, right? And I've always been that way. I have always been that way when it came to women. I have coddled them, cradled them, grew them, and they still hate it. And there came a time in my life where God was like, cut them off. They were so busy comparing themselves, right? So they weren't taking the lesson. You only realize that a woman is not as beautiful as you when you bring out your measuring stick of comparison. I'll say it over and over and over again. Comparison is like a poison in our spirits, right? What are you called to do? What are you called to be? You think we just walking by every day, meeting people, encountering people for no reason? No. Every person that you encounter, there's a reason for that. There's a reason for it. Who can tell you how to get through that tough marriage, woman, but another woman? A man can't tell you that. If he attempts it, in 30 days, you'll be in his bed. Let me be honest. You will acquire feelings for him because you out of order in the first place, right? Why are you talking to another man about your husband? Woman, why are you talking to another man about why are you allowing another man to talk to you about his wife? Listen, I'm getting off here, man, because I'm not even with it today. I'm not with it today. This whole thing with Rachel and Leah, baby, listen, that was nonsense all day long. And Leah stepped down from queenhood to entertain it. Huh? I wish I would. I wish I would ever. So listen, I charge you today, women. If the man is married, let him go. If he's miserable, oh well, that's what you chose, homie. Because you have a right to choose prior to marriage. You don't get in the marriage and try to change people. You choose prior to that. That's why it pays to be engaged, right? Since us as humans, since we want to put this engagement thing into play, because that was not the Bible. But I'm just saying, I do think it's necessary, right? But since we want to put this thing in play like this, right? Then choose wisely. You have a right to choose. You wanted kids. She got fat. Oh, well. That's what you signed up for, homie. You thought you were going to stay a size 5 or whole lot. Listen, one of these days I'm just going to do a whole talk to men. For real. It's absolutely ridiculous. And the crazy part is, most of the men that cheat, they can't even take care of their kids. They can't even take care of their wife. They can't take care of their household. But here you are. Here you are. Constantly. Letting them come. And God forbid the woman call you and get on your case. Instead of you saying, oh my God, I'm so sorry. You go back and forth with her like a runt. What's... That's disrespectful. How? Before you knew it, he would have been out of my house on his head. I'm telling you. That's crazy. No, that's not maturity. That's not maturity. It's not classy. It's very low budget, right? That's what it is. And I can be honest and real with you, right? I can be real with you. Because this is the year of better. You got to do better in 2025. Don't even start the year off with it, man. Look out for your sisters. Push them to be great. Help them along the way. And even if you don't like them, guess what? Work with them to get it done. Because this is all about collaboration. Everything is not about you. Some things are about your kids. Can you imagine if Rachael and Leah got along? How that when... Hold on. Rachael has another son. She has Benjamin. I'm lying. She dies in childbirth with Benjamin. Look what happened to Benjamin. Benjamin becomes Leah as well because Joseph becomes Leah. Joseph was the one thrown away, right? Now, the only reason why, the thing that compelled Joseph's heart for real, once his brothers threw him away, was knowing that, oh my God, Benjamin is there, which is his blood brother, his full-on brother. Everything that you do, it affects your bloodline. It affects your children. Listen, break the curse. Break it. Some people I see come from, I noticed that me and my cousins, all of us are alike. We don't play games. Like, when it comes to men, we just don't. We ain't one. I'm telling you. But that's because our parents were that way. Our mothers were that way. Our parents were with the same people our whole lives. The whole time we grew up. Mother and father in the house. All of us. And that's very rare for an African American. I'm going to tell you that. But we did. We have the same character. All of us. We don't play no games with no dudes, though. For real. And it was all girls except my 2 brothers. And my older cousin had a brother. That was the only boy. We ran him. Whatever we say. Hey. And listen, my brothers used to beat up every boyfriend. I mean, oh, God, it was terrible. It was terrible. I don't even know why those guys came back. I don't know why. But what you do has everything to do with how your children will be treated. Even if you're dead and gone, they shall see what you sow. And that's the truth of the matter. So stop being selfish. Right? Look out for your generation. Look out for your bloodline. It's bigger than us. I can promise you that. Listen, that was Genesis, the 30th chapter. Just read the whole chapter because it was so good. It was so good. It was so crazy. My personal artist, Shedi Philsz, is doing a dual virtual release tomorrow. This song as well as another one. And we're going to do it live tomorrow. I think at 5 p.m. It's going to be 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, which will be 5 p.m. you guys' time in Africa. And so everybody just jump on through this thing and support. And we're just going to have a blast because we want to see this thing hit the top of the charts. But women, y'all got to take care of each other, baby. This is the Healed Her. I'm expecting women to look out for women, right? If you got anything going on with somebody's husband, baby, go and cut the thing off. I don't know why the Lord is telling me to go that way today, but that's the way He's telling me to go because this story is so relevant. Read the story of Rachael and Leah. I don't care how beautiful you think you are, how favored you think you are. Anytime you come up against a woman of God, a person of God, just know, you just pick that battle. You praying has nothing to do with your relationship with God. You don't know who's closer. You don't know. I can't go to another woman and say, she ain't got no relationship with God. Never. God is not a respecter of person. And the reason why God is not a respecter of person because every man is due for favor. Every man is due for grace. Every man is due for mercy. Yeah? All right. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Download the new songs, Judah, by Shedi Philsz. And then the other one is Bigger. Shedi Philsz along with Esmo. Listen, share them, stream. Banana, share it all the way over the place. Thank you guys. I love you. I will see you again next Sunday. Well, actually, I'll see you tomorrow for the virtual release party. Share this. Y'all, everybody has a friend that's doing something they ain't got no business doing. Y'all ain't got to fake with me because I already know what's up.